Tom, lovely to meet you in person.
Nice to meet
here
you.
at African Rail. Ralph, nice to see you again. But let's firstly just recap on the partnership between Unipart Rail and Gear Rail.
We've been operating in the African railway space for 15, 20 years. And what happened is, over the past couple of years, the obsolescence in railways in terms of rolling stock, technology, track has built up quite considerably. Used to be a huge investment in rail many years ago, but the last couple of years, the requirement in the railways is to modernize and bring more tech support and more solution support in country that can help to deal with that built up obsolescence over time. And what we've done is, because it's important for us to understand our customer requirements throughout Africa, and because the railways play such a vital part in all the different economies, the railways are the main arteries of the country. So if the railways work well, the countries work well, and there's a lot of flow of commodities and cargo and prosperous and GDP growth. So we set ourselves a target to say we want to help modernize and build the best and most modern railways out in Africa. We need the best partners to do that from all over the world, and Unipart is one of the partners that's got built up such unique skills and expertise within the supply chain, railway supply chain specifically, to deal with obsolescence.
So, before we dive into Unipart, Gear Rail has a number of partners.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so it's Unipart and it's?
We've got Unipart, we've got ART from Brazil, that's developed technology solutions from the railway itself.
Yes.
We've got Frauscher,
That's the wheel.
That's the wheels and axle counters. We've got ARM, we've got that's more on the consultancy side. We've got Zetica, that's doing track bed inspections. We've got the Retesp, that specialise also in unique components. We've got Frasley. So we've got a lot of partners from all over the world that we deal with.
Okay. So what makes the partnership with Unipart Rail actually quite significant?
What makes it quite significant is Unipart's unique skills and expertise. There's a lot of supply chain companies in the world, but there's very few railway-focused Centric supply chain companies in the world. Companies who's really built up expertise to understand the real requirements of the railway supply chain, the workshops, the spare parts, the locomotives, and to understand all those solutions is absolutely unique from Unipart. And because we've identified the opportunity, and Unipart has also got a vision of serving the world's railways, the partnership between Gear and Unipart is perfect, because we're taking their skills and expertise, we're localizing it in country, we're bringing it into the African continent, and we give the benefit of solutions that's been developed over many years to all the African railways, and a great partnership between Gear and Unipart.
So supply chain, technology, the rail sector, a global network that you're now in partnership bringing to the African continent. What is your key messaging and solution?
So in terms of what our kind of key messages is, we address the challenges across the asset life cycle, working with our partners collaboratively to optimise their cost, improve their performance and reduce their risk. They're key to any rail operations. And what we mean by optimising their costs is looking at how we improve their operations by bringing in innovative supply chain solutions that are based on lean techniques. So what is key to whatever we deliver across Africa is the Unipart way. Working with our partners collaboratively, we optimise their cost, reduce their risk and improve their performance. What we provide is technologies and products and supply chain solutions. We're not a supply chain business. We are a supply chain business. We specialise in the railways. We've got engineers, we've got guys who've worked in the railways for over 25, 30 years, who understand the nature of the railways, understand the real hazardous and difficult safety working regulations within the railways. And then we also look to bring in digital. So we've invested in a company called Instrumental, who are specialist condition-based monitoring company. They do work with train operators globally, some real high-end condition monitoring. So it's moving into that value chain as well, so where we can provide spare parts, we can run supply chains. We can also tell them when their parts are going to fail and actually provide advice in terms of their maintenance. And in terms of Africa, where we've seen how we want to work is, we've seen customers, we know the challenges across Africa, spare parts, lead times of spare parts, inefficient operations. What we've looked at is we need to work with our partner Gear Rail, look at how we address these customers' challenges, and we feel like we've got a unique offering for the market. We're not just trying to sell parts, we're trying to give them a whole life cost-saving solution where we can ensure their asset availability is there. What's most important to these operators is train availability, moving cargo, as Rolf mentioned. Well, at the moment they're hampered by an inefficient supply chain, not having enough spare parts, waiting 365 days for a part that could easily be stocked.
Do you think it's an inefficient supply chain, or do you think it's a lack of foresight and planning?
The supply chain for rail in Africa is very complex. It's difficult. The roads infrastructure is not always great, and the practices and the equipment is old equipment. It's things that needs to be maintained from way back when. And the ability to forecast and plan, a combination of that, the ability to understand the complexity of the supply chain, and a third component is financing.
Yeah.
And to understand how to put them together, to take very old locomotives, to find parts for those things, to plan the supply chain properly, and then to get the modernize the practices, the processes, the systems, the IT, to help the railways to get back on their feet again. And that's the focus of what we're trying to achieve between ourselves and Unipart Rail.
So Dubai, you launched a new product which you have here.
So yeah, in Dubai we launched our locomotive support solution, and what that is we've been operating the passenger market, providing our solutions into passenger trains. Where we've identified a key growth area for our business is in the locomotive sector. There are huge amounts of locomotives across the world that are being underserved, the aftermarket is poor, the engineering support is not there. So we feel that we can address those challenges and work with our partners and operators to give them a complete solution for their aftermarket for locomotives. And that's what our locomotive support solution is about. It's about providing the parts, providing the engineering support, the supply chain services, but also looking at them bringing in technology, so condition monitoring, looking at how we can increase the usable life of those assets by looking at extending maintenance by remote condition monitoring, looking at moving them to more condition-based maintenance regime. All of that stuff is combined within our locomotive support offering. We feel like we've got a good offer for Africa and African customers.
Tell me about the virtual reality. Is that part of it?
So the virtual reality is basically something we developed for inner transits to help, because a lot of what we do in the supply chain is quite it's soft. It's a service. So how do you demonstrate that kind of capability? So what we developed is an immersive virtual reality experience where people can come in and experience actually the services we can provide and the added value within the stores, and it gives our kind of customers, whoever visits the stand, a full immersive picture of what we can do in the supply chain. And it really is a beneficial thing. It's good for training internally, but also good to demonstrate the added value we can deliver within the supply chain.
What is the other two African market technologies that are available in this partnership?
The approach we take is to try and take a holistic approach, and it's one of the key things that we do that's a solutions enables approach is to do diagnostic, and a diagnostic is supply chain practitioners and expertise that go into the various railways. We do a quick analysis, 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We analyze all the data and we come back, and from that we produce a report to the railway. It's like a dipstick, kind of giving them a status of where are the opportunities that we see we can help them. So that's the first step for us.
Yeah.
The second step for us is then to use the technologies we've got. So we've got, for example, a lot of railways don't have the ability to invest in huge ERP systems. So we've simplified it and we've created a remote warehouse. It's a very cost-effective way to implement technologies inside the stores where they get the access to the best technologies in the world at a fraction of the price. And we work with them to deploy that in their stores to make sure that they capture all the data correct, that they track it, the procurement happens correctly, the lead times are managed, and the forecasting of the spare parts, for example, is done on an optimal basis.
African market as it stands right now, and let's take South Africa out of it, where do you see the greatest opportunity?
So what we're seeing in terms of Africa, and there's a lot of vibrance in Africa. Initially, it's starting now around mining and heavy commodities. A lot of the commodity cycle is back. A lot of mining or trying to figure out ways to take big bulk commodities, iron ore, copper, coal, manganese. Those are the hotspots that's currently happening. Throughout the likes of a Gabon, there's a lot of activity happening in Mozambique still continuously, the growth of the export coal around those areas. So that's the first sector we're seeing where there's a lot of development happening. And then also country-wise, there's a big drive to improve the overall passenger and commuter transportation throughout Africa and to find very cost-effective solutions that's proper, fit for purpose for Africa solutions in the different towns and centers and areas around Africa itself.